Hi students, today we are going to see electricity chapter. In this, we are going to review electric circuit and current, potential difference, circuit diagrams, and we are going to see Ohm's law and its experiment, factors affecting the resistance and resistance in series and parallel, and heating effects of electric current, applications of electric current and electric power, along with the questions and problems and exercise questions we are going to discuss. First, we are going to see electric current and circuit. Current. What is current? Generally, if you see air current means the wind we are seeing, which is flowing from high potential region to or high temperature region to low temperature region, the air always flows. The flowing of air we will call it as air current. If you see the rivers, they always flows from higher zones to lower zones. Flowing. This flowing we call current. Current means flow. I said electric current. It means what is flowing in it? Yes, something we call now electric charges which are flowing in the wire, we call it as electric current. Electric current we can observe in electric circuits. Let me take the torchlight. Torchlight. In the torchlight, what we can see? Bulb at the front, and batteries are there in middle, and there is a connection between the batteries and to the bulb and a switch. So when I close the switch, you can see that a flow of charges happens in the wire and makes the flow of charge continuously in a complete path. That arrangement which makes the electric charges to flow in a circular path is called circuit. In this torchlight, how do we have seen? It is connected, wires are connected to the switch, then bulb, and the bulb is connected to the batteries, and batteries again connected to the switch. And when the switch is closed, there is a continuous flow of charges. When switch is off, then there is no flow of charge. That's why bulb do not glow. So now we understood that flow of charges is called electric current. In olden days, the flow of positive charge is considered as electric current. But recently, we discovered electrons and we came to know that electrons are responsible for the flow of positive charge. But still, conventionally, we are following the flow of positive charge only electric current. And in the direction of current, electrons come in opposite direction. So we have come to know electric current means flow of positive charge. But in mathematically, we express the electric current like this. Rate of flow of charge is called electric current. And its formula is I is equals to Q by T. What does the Q stands for? The amount of the charge, it is measured in coulombs. And T stands for time, and it is measured in seconds. I stands for current. So electric current is equals to charge by time, and its units is coulomb per second. The SI unit of electric current is ampere, means 1 coulomb per 1 second is equals to 1 ampere. What is this coulomb? Means the fundamental property of an electron is having the negative charge, and its value is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. It means 6 after, if you put 18 zeros, 6 into 10 power 18 electrons will constitute of 1 coulomb of the charge. So 1 coulomb is the unit of the charge. It means that many electrons flows from the particular point. Now if you see the electric circuit, in this circuit, the torchlight circuit, we said no, the pictorial representation, you can see the bulb, and the bulb is connected to switch is connected to the battery, and battery is again connected to the bulb. This circuit arrangement clearly see, when you close the switch, the charge is flowing in the, positive charge is flowing in the circuit, but electrons are coming in opposite direction to the flow of charge. Now we understood what is electric current. Current is rate of flow of charge, and we have learned its formula, I is equals to Q by T, and we have learned its units. Ampere is the unit, and we use a device to measure the electric current, is called ammeter. Ammeter is used to measure the electric current. Generally, the ampere is the bigger term in day-to-day activities. Mostly milliamps and microamps we use. So in ammeters comes under milliamps, microamps measurements. So this ammeter we need to connect in series with the circuit. This ammeter will help us to identify that how much amount of current is passing through the circuit. Now we are going to see the first example question. In this we see the amount of current in this is 0.5 amps, and what is, in how much time it is passing? 10 minutes. And what we need to find? The flow of charge, amount of charge we need to find. So here two things have been given and we need to find out one. So basing on these three terms, we have one formula. Just now we learned, that is I is equals to Q by T. I is equals to Q by T. And from this, if you cross multiply, you will get Q is equals to IT. We need to find the Q, charge. And we have the I, value 0.5 amps. And T, 10 minutes. But that's minutes, you need to convert into seconds. So 10 into 60, you will get 600 seconds. Now the current value is how much? 0.5 into 600. How much we got? 300. Now we are going to see three in-text questions. In the first question, what do you see? What does electric circuit mean? The continuous flow without disturbing of electric current, that entire path we will call it as electric circuit. For example, if we have taken the torchlight, the battery's power supply is connected to the switch, and switch is connected to the bulb, and the bulb is again connected to the battery. When switch is closed, then we will say that circuit is closed. The complete path of continuous flow of electricity is possible. So the continuous flow of charge possible in electric circuit. Now second question, define ampere. What does ampere stands for? Ampere is the SI unit of electric current, and it came from the formula I is equals to Q by T. What does Q stands for? Charge measured in coulombs. T stands for time measured in seconds. 1 coulomb per 1 second. 1 coulomb per 1 second is called as ampere. So how do we define the definition? If 1 coulomb of charge passing through the cross section of a conductor for 1 second is called 1 ampere. And third question, you can see that how many electrons contribute 1 coulomb of charge. For this you should know what is the charge of an electron. The charge of an electron is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulombs. So how many electrons contribute 1 coulomb? Means 1 coulomb is equals to number of electrons into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So now if you want to find the n, transfer that number to this side. So it will become reciprocal. Reciprocal of 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. It means 1 by 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. It would get around 6 into 10 power 18 electrons. It means 6 into 10 power 18 electrons contribute 1 coulomb of charge. Now we are going to see how does a metal conductor conduct electricity. Just now we have seen flow of electrons constitute the electric current. If I say 1 ampere current means 6 into 10 power 18 electrons passing through that particular point in 1 second. We will be wonder how this many electrons will pass through the metal. Why? Because metal is a solid and we know that in solid all the atoms are closely packed. Where is this getting the space so that it can move through that metals? As if that it is going like in vacuum. But actually the electrons do not move like that what we think in general perception. The electrons will move freely in the metal and they continuously collide the ions which are present in the metal. So because of these collisions, this happens continuously. These electrons slowly drift and just 1 millimeter per 1 second. The drift speed of electron in metal 1 millimeter on 1 second. But when we switch on the electric fan or any light, you will see that that action happens within fraction of second. Then you will find that current is passing almost equivalent to the velocity of light speed, lightning speed. But electron is drifting for 1 millimeter per second. So now we need to understand the electrons are not moving, and because of not flow of electrons, yes, they are contributing the flow of current, but it is the flow of positive charge is happening from one point to another point. That is happening because of moving electrons, but don't think that the electrons move like water flow. So drift speed of electron is how much? 1 millimeter per second. But electric current speed is how much? Almost equal to the velocity of light. So we should not think that electrons are moving like water. You may ask, sir, how it is happening? We will learn in higher classes. But what is electric current means? Always say the flow of electric charge, positive charge. Rate of flow of positive charge is called electric current. Now we are going to see electric potential and potential difference. In the beginning we have seen the air current, water current, means they move from high pressure region to low pressure region. Water moves from higher regions to the lower regions. Suppose if you have think the water tank at the top, and if you open the top at the bottom, you will see that water is flowing through the tap. On reverse, you kept the tank at the bottom and tap is at the top. Will the water flow up? No. So water always flows from higher region to lower region. There will be some potential difference. The pressure difference which created because of the potential energy of the water, that water is flowing from higher regions to lower regions. The same water current, water is flowing from the higher region to lower region. That's because of gravity. Here gravity is responsible for the flow of water from the higher regions to the lower regions. Now I said charges are flowing in the wire. What is responsibility for these charges to flow? Gravity cannot contribute anything. It is electric potential that is responsible for the flow of electric charges. We should create 2 points one is at higher potential, another one is at lower potential. That difference creates makes the electrons to flow from high potential point to low potential point. How that particular potential difference will be created? Yes, that is the electric cell or battery we are connecting in the circuit. Here you on the battery you will see plus sign and minus sign. Plus sign indicates that particular point, wherever it is connected, that particular point will be at higher potential. Minus sign will indicate the lower potential. So this cell is giving the potential difference which is required for the flow of charges. The chemical energy here is providing the energy for the cell to make the charges to flow. When the charges are flowing, this cell is doing some work. Yes, potential definition we can say that work done by the charge or work done by the unit positive charge, we can call it as potential. Potential difference means one point is at higher potential, another point is at lower potential. The difference between these potentials we will call it as potential difference. It means work done by this cell to carry the charges from one point to another point by the unit positive charge is called potential difference. The potential difference symbol generally we give as V, and work done W, and charge Q. And what is the formula of potential difference? V is equals to W by Q. And what are the units? Work is measured in joules. Charge is measured in coulombs. Joule per coulomb is the unit of potential difference, and that is named after the scientist Volta. And potential difference is SI unit is volt. So 1 volt is equals to 1 joule per 1 coulomb. So what do we use to measure the potential difference? Yes, voltmeter. The voltmeter is the device we use to measure the potential difference. How it will be connected? To measure the potential difference across any two terminals, we need to connect the voltmeter parallel to that particular points. Voltmeter is always connected parallel to the points or parallel to the device. Voltmeter connected parallelly. Thank you. Now we will see the assignment question. How is electric current measured? What are the units? Second question. How do you place an ammeter in a circuit to measure the current? Third question. Explain what happens to the current in a series circuit. Fourth one. Explain what happens to the current in a parallel circuit. Fifth question. Explain what happens to the amount of current leaving the positive terminal and arriving the negative terminal. Sixth question. What is potential difference and how is it measured? Seventh question. Explain what must happen for current to flow. Eighth question. Explain what happens to the potential difference in a series circuit. Ninth question. Explain what happens to the potential difference in a parallel circuit. 10th question. Draw circuit diagrams to show how meters and voltmeters are placed in a circuit. Thank you.